Welcome everybody to a new video. Well, sadly, this won't be the most complimentary video in the universe. We're going to be talking about the Super Smash Bros. Director Masahiro Sakurai. Previously worked on Kirby, then Smash, then Kid Icarus, and then Smash again. But for where we are right now, it's important to know that he's worked on Super Smash Brothers. Now, don't get me wrong, Sakurai is a very influential person. I mean, it's hard not to have a little bit of iota of respect for him when he's literally made the franchise I love. So, yeah. But man, fans take it a little too seriously sometimes. To the point where people kinda act almost as if Sakurai is a messiah, a god. Like sometimes it feels like people listen to everything he says a little too much. And then other times he'll say things and people won't listen. And I will just forget that he said those things. But yeah. First of all, it's perfect to know that most times whenever Sakurai finishes a game, he really likes to go on a tangent of, this will probably be the last Smash Bros. This might be the last Smash Bros. And constantly saying stuff of similar calibers, which obviously hasn't happened yet and probably won't happen again. He keeps on saying this, but yeah. Alright, so Sakurai has been on the down low, so obviously we don't know what he's doing right now. For all we know, he could be working on a project in secret. We don't know. But, I'm going to at least explain a few things from the articles I've read of the recent. And, explain my gripes and stuff with how people have reacted to these things. Now, first of all, some people will likely say that, oh, sorry to ruin your parade, guys, but Sakurai has already said that the Smash isn't happening because it was a last mission of his friend Satoru Iwata. But the thing here is I read that article, and nowhere in that article did he exactly say that there wouldn't be. In fact, none of the articles near that, because it potentially could be a lot of these articles could be of the same interview, and even the ones that are tangentially related to those things still don't really say that. The closest could be when he says impossible, 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 but then he kind of more goes into the stance of could, maybe, who knows. Now, the closest, I couldn't find the article because it's 3 years ago, but I heard somewhere that 3 years ago, in 2018, during Ultimate's big hype cycle of, wow, this game's happening, cool, Sakurai said something about that, which obviously his chances kind of changed. So first of all, I don't think that takes too much. And second of all, obviously he's going to say stuff like that when he's literally trying to sell you the current Smash. But right now he's the stance he has on the series right now is, who knows? That's basically his stance. He's never outright said no. He's also never outright said yes. And that's my other point. It's hard to believe Sakurai when he says some of this stuff, because he says this stuff in almost a way, is in kind of like a way where he might not be telling you the full truth, but he's telling you the truth in a matter of way. For example, instead of saying no, he says, don't assume there are currently no plans. Hedging a lot. Heck, he even said it he said the don't assume part when it really didn't make sense. Interviewer said, would you return to Smash if you did another game like you did with Kid Icarus, then doing Smash 4 and Ultimate? And which is basically just, a simple question. Then he goes, on a tangent of saying that would assume there will be another one when you don't know there will be. Which, first of all, Sakurai doesn't believe all the shit he says. I'm sorry, but if you really think he does, then you definitely believe him too much. He has literally said stuff like this before. And plus, and again, now Sakurai does go to kind of answer the question, but he literally went on a weird tangent when the question wasn't exactly assuming, it was just saying what if, which isn't assuming in the slightest. Really makes you wonder why Sakurai wants so much to get people to think this. Again, I generally don't think Sakurai believes what he's saying right now, because I think he knows that Nintendo is going to want a new game regardless. So saying stuff like this is just kind of basically nothing burgers. But luckily for him, most people believe what he says, because he's Masahiro Sakurai. He can do no wrong. Look, having respect for the person who made your favorite franchise is always a good thing, but man, oh man, this is not how you do it. You don't listen to everything he says. In fact, Sakurai is probably saying all this shit because he knows he can get people to listen to everything he says. It's kind of easy, But here's the main thing that I just want to say is that while he may say to not assume and stuff, I honestly feel like here's the thing. He's also said on record that he's not thinking about a sequel of Smash right now. He'll think about it if he's asked to do another. Which, first of all, I gotta say, I hard disagree with that. I don't think his mind just immediately stamped out any ideas for the next Smash at all. Sorry, that's not how a human brain normally works, especially a human brain of a creative such as Sakurai. you're always having plans for future things you can do. And plus, I'm sure Sakurai is no idiot. Obviously, he's going to know that it might be a good idea to think of plans for the next Smash. But if so, then why is he saying it in this weird heary-deary thing? Well, that's because Nintendo likes NDAs, which are non-disclosure agreements. Basically, Sakurai can't really mention things like, for example, can't really mention if another Smash is happening because, that would break NDA, Nintendo would be mad, he probably won't be able to work with Nintendo again. So, there's that. There's also and plus Sakurai. So there's that, but there's the thing. Also sometimes some fans like to just ignore, well, guess what? Well, guess what? I'm sure the next game will have to bring back everybody, right? Right? I've heard people say this, even now, even though there's been a few months when Sakurai said, in that time span of vocally saying stuff, that, the next game would probably shrink the roster. I guess some people just choose what to believe and what not to believe from Sakurai. Also, it's funny that he says this when that kind of contradicts the not thinking about a Smash sequel. When you're literally saying that characters may not come, that the roster might shrink, you're still kind of thinking about it, my dude. Like, it's kind of a contradiction. In fact, Sakurai contradicts himself quite a bit in these things. Like, it just kind of feels like he's just sometimes contradicting himself quite a bit. And here's the thing. Sakurai obviously isn't going to tell you if a new Smash is happening. Like, if another Smash is happening for a new console, do you really think he's going to tell you this? Or even tell you, like, really? He's not saying no, he's also not saying yes, he's just kind of saying this, like, don't always assume there will always be another one when, like, I'm sorry, dude, but, you realize this, you don't just make Nintendo's most high-selling franchise and expect Nintendo to stop making money off of it. That would be like saying, that was like Miyamoto saying, don't always assume there'll be another Mario game. You don't know if there'll be another Mario game. You don't know. It's completely stupid. Sure, Nintendo has buried franchises in the past, but Smash is definitely not going to be one of those buried. It sells their consoles. There's been rumors there will be a next-gen Switch, which will be a bit more than just a revision, so probably be a new console like the Wii U was to the Wii. And if so, Smash will always sell highly on that console. Like, seriously, you put a new Smash, people are buying that shit. People are buying that shit. There are new sure, you might have to cut characters. But here's the but guess what? You try and get fan favorites. Waluigi, for example, and all that. Not everyone might return, but guess what? Not everyone needs to. And even though Sakurai seems to be on the, yeah, he'll disappoint fans will not bring everyone back, I'm sure, despite him saying him and Nintendo don't have plans, there's at least some thought and consideration for the next Smash. Because, there are ways you can still push the series to make it better. Characters are still a thing you'll need, but maybe better solo content. More things to push the game's boundaries. And here's the thing. Now, do I think Smash 6 is in some way in development, either early planning or actually development at this case? I'm going to just have to say, yeah, I do. Now, do I think Sakurai's doing it? Now, that's the tricky part. He could be. He could not be. There are some things. First of all, he could be just outright lying and is secretly working on the next game as he speaks. I mean, there are some things to account for that. He said some things that could be programming to try and get people to understand that don't expect the greatest things. Like, the roster would have to shrink and stuff. And also the fact that he's said things like, if he continues to make games, the Mr. Soccer Presents will probably stay. And so there's that. There's that option. If not, they could always try to get a new person. I know Sakurai has said that he can't really see Smash continuing without his involvement, and maybe that's true, but here's how I think it could go. They find someone else to do the next game, technically, but Sakurai still has a hand in it. Not to the degree he's had for the previous 5 games, but at least to a degree of leading the person in a good direction for it. And then Smash 7 could be when we don't have Sakurai's involvement at all. There's also that. And then lastly, there's the Sakurai has 0 involvement and they do have a new person. Really, I think Smash is continuing no matter what. And really, again, I don't think it needs all the damn characters that Ultimate has. Now, I don't think you have to go crazy with the cuts. I think you can still have a decently sized roster. Like some people, it's basically 2 extremes right now. It's people who think they should bring back everybody and keep adding to the roster. And then there's the people who say, nah, man, bring like 20 characters. Have like, put like 20 characters in the game. Like, I don't know why we're going in extremes, but for some reason there are extremes of bring back everybody or cut like literally so many damn characters to a point where, yeah, you are really fucking with yourself, guys. You realize they could just go with a normal sequel with more content to justify the smaller roster, but not to the degree where they've cut almost every damn character in the game. Like, guys, there are more than just extremes. But back on point with Sakurai, I think there's something in the wheelhouse planned. Again, I've always said it like this. Believe Sakurai when he's making a game, because he's normally telling the truth at that point. But don't believe him when he isn't making a game. Because if he's not making a game, or quote unquote not making a game, do you really think he's going to be able to speak on it? No. Obviously not. And to be honest, I just feel like Sakurai, and only since Sakurai has disappeared, we don't know what he's doing. For all we know, he could be programming Mario punching Pikachu in the face as we speak. Who knows? But yeah. I have other grievances with Sakurai, like who knows, I could always make my grievance with him with the whole Smash 3DS Wii U debacle thing, which could be a thing I might do eventually, but for right now, this is my video on Sakurai involving Ultimate. Could be more. I have my grievances with the dude, but we'll see what. But I'll see. But when the next Smash is happening, I'll point and go, see, I told ya. So I guess I'll see you until then. See you in the next video.